Very good morning, everyone. Welcome back to CGB Mentors. Today in this session, we are going to discuss the PIB article for 30th and 31st of October. And in this session, we will only be having one article, and that's about strengthening the grassroots democracy. Okay, so let's start. It will be a very short session for you, and it is on the Model Youth Gram Sabha. Right? I hope I'm audible and visible to everyone. Let's start. So that will be a relevant topic for your phase 2 examination, right? So here the Model Youth Gram Sabha Loktantra ki Pathshala. This is very unique initiative of Ministry of Panchayati Raj, and this is a collaborative initiative of Ministry of Panchayati Raj, which is objective to kind of bring the participation of youth, or especially the students, to become the best citizens. So we want to instill the thought that how these Panchayati Raj institution or the bodies which works at the local level, they have a crucial role in terms of strengthening the democracy. So you know that in terms of the NCERT curricula, there is this importance which is emphasized by the NCERT, that what is democracy, what is the ideas of the equality, how these Panchayati Raj institution or the Gram Sabha, Gram Panchayat, they are playing the active role in terms of providing the services or the government initiative to the people who are rely on the government, right? So on that basis, Ministry of Panchayati Raj in partnership with Department of School Education and Literacy, please focus on the collaboration जिसके साथ collaborate किया है, right? And also the Ministry of Tribal Affairs. इन तीनों ने ही collaborate करके ये जो Model Youth Gram Sabha है, they have introduced this new model. Okay, in this the special schools like जो जवाहर स्कूल होते हैं या फिर जो आपके एकलव्य मॉडल स्कूल होते हैं, so specifically for those residential schools, this particular model has been developed by the Ministry of Panchayati Raj. So in case they are providing you this particular concept, don't get confused that ये जो मॉडल यूथ ग्राम सभा है ये मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ एजुकेशन का इनिशिएटिव है, रादर इट्स द इनिशिएटिव ऑफ मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ पंचायती राज. ओके, now here what is the idea? Innovative civic education के तौर पे इसे introduce किया गया है, where the idea is to create the public responsibility or generate the awareness among the students, taking the responsibility as the responsible citizens. Okay, so that's the idea. Here under this particular model, what will be done here, Jawahar Navodaya Vidyalayas and Eklavya Model Residential School, जो बेसिक आपके रूरल या फिर सेमी अर्बन एरियाज में these schools have been open, irrespective of the socio-economic status of the students. The students who are, or the children who are living in the rural areas, they are given this opportunity to live in this particular very safe environment and get the opportunity to get the proper education as per the national standards. So that is the idea of creating Jawahar Navodaya Vidyalaya. And then we have the initiative of Ministry of Tribal Affairs, Eklavya Model Residential Schools. So this is specifically for the scheduled tribes students. Okay, so here there is a kind of a balance for the rural areas, common or the general areas, it is the Jawahar School, and for the tribal areas we have the Eklavya Model Residential School. Okay, there are some criteria कि कितने बच्चे होने चाहिए एक एकलव्य मॉडल रेजिडेंशियल स्कूल में. Here the equal number is there in terms of the the boy and the girl students in the eklavya school. Okay, here they have mentioned about the concept of JNV, so Jawahar Navodaya Vidyalaya. It is as per the, or in accordance with the National Policy on Education of 1986, and after so long, after 1986, we got our recent National Education Policy in 2020, and that was as per the recommendation of Kasturi Rangan Committee. And here this particular model जो हम अभी बात कर रहे हैं, model on the Gram Sabha, that is being in accordance to the National Education Policy. So that is there. Idea क्या है? Quality modern education, environmental and physical development provide करना to the rural children irrespective of the socio-economic background. So that was about this. Eklavya Model Residential School, here quality education is imparted to the students of the scheduled tribe community, where the primary, secondary, also the senior secondary level education has been imparted to them. Okay, so that is bringing them at the general, at par with the general population. Here we have talked about the model youth gram sabha. I hope you are able to read it. So here please remember the date of launch for this model. 30th October 2025 को this model has been launched by Ministry of Panchayati Raj. Initiative किसका हमने देख लिया? Ministry of Panchayati Raj, Department of Education, okay, Department of School and Education and Literacy, and then third one is the Ministry of Tribal Affairs. टारगेट करना है दो टाइप के स्कूल्स को, जवाहर स्कूल्स एंड द एकलव्य मॉडल स्कूल्स. ओके, एंड हियर वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट फैक्ट इज इट इज ऑब्जेक्टिव टू अचीव द idea of 73rd Constitutional Amendment Act. So this was introduced by the Government of India, which brought the PRIs, the Panchayati Raj institution. So under Article 243, there are the mandates of creating the three tier of the Panchayati Raj institution. So in India we have conceptualized the idea of three tier decentralized framework in terms of creating the पंचायती राज इंस्टीट्यूशन. एंड डिफरेंट लेवल पे जो आपकी जिला परिषद हैं या ग्राम समिति हैं, ग्राम सभा हैं या फिर ग्राम पंचायत है, वो काम करती हैं, राइट. सो हियर द आइडिया इज 73rd कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल अमेंडमेंट एक्ट को हमें स्ट्रेंथन करना है. ओके, also educating the students about the Panchayati Raj institution, how this model has been developed. काफी सालों बाद, after our independence, after 3 or 4 decades, we got this idea in terms of the Panchayati Raj institution. So what was the need of creating this framework, or need of bringing the amendment? So that is some of the idea that will be discussed under this model. So here क्या किया जाएगा इस मॉडल के अंदर? So there are some kind of activities which will be organized. Activities कैसी होगी? जो भी आपके इस जवाहर स्कूल या फिर एकलव्य स्कूल के बच्चे हैं, they will participate in some kind of a competition, okay, and they will be arranged in the gram sabha and the gram panchayat level. gram panchayat आपको पता है, it is the elected members, okay, जो कि elect किए जाते हैं by the ग्राम सभा, द मेंबर्स ऑफ द ग्राम सभा. ओके, सो एक मॉडल बनाया जाएगा जहाँ पे एक सरपंच होगा, पंच होंगे, एंड देन देयर आर द पीपल हु हैव सम काइंड ऑफ अ ग्रीवांसेस एंड दे आर अप्रोचिंग टू द पंच सरपंच. ओके, सो दैट इज द बेसिक आइडिया. दे विल बी फॉर्मुलेटिंग सम पॉलिसी व्हिच आर द ग्रीवांसेस ऑफ द सिटीजंस दैट विल बी डायरेक्टली असेस्ड बाय देम. एंड इस तरीके से दे विल अंडरस्टैंड कि क्या चैलेंजेस है, बिकॉज व्हेन वी टॉक अबाउट द PRIs, कंसेप्ट तो काफी अच्छा है, but there are the hurdles in terms of achieving this decentralized democracy. So the challenges is this: Panchayati Raj institution जो भी आपके local level पे bodies होती है, they don't have proper funding. Okay, so they are relied on the state or the other bodies to get some funding, right? So that is the funding issue कि उनके पास fund नहीं है, so how they are going to implement some kind of a project. Okay, and also there is this the disconnection or lack of coordination among the different bodies at the local level. So that is the reason जो digitalization है या फिर coordination है, that has been done. You have seen about that particular app कि recently government has launched the app where the sarpanch at the different gram sabha level, they can participate, okay, and they can just have the opportunity to exchange the idea. So वैसा कुछ मॉडल बनाना, कोऑर्डिनेशन को हेल्प करना. देयर इज दिस इंक्लूजन वाला आइडिया, दैट जेंडर इंक्लूजन की बात करते हैं. यू हैव हर्ड दिस कंसेप्ट दैट वी हैव प्रोवाइडेड 33% ऑफ द रिजर्वेशन टू द वुमेन, बट देयर इज दिस आइडिया विच इज कमिंग अप, दैट इज सरपंच पति वाला. ओके, सो दो हमने पावर दे दी है, द सरपंच जो है वो आपकी बन भी रही है वुमेन, बट द रियल पावर इज इन द हैंड्स ऑफ द मेन ऑफ द हाउस. Okay, so that is some kind of a issue, inclusion का issue है, funding का issue है, that is that should be addressed properly. So यही जो idea है, values है पंचायती राज institution के, and also the hurdles, we want to provide this idea to the students. Okay, just a minute. Very good morning, Mayank. Okay, वैभव, ये क्लासेस जो हैं, यस आपके रेगुलरली ही होते हैं PIB की क्लासेस. इफ नॉट ऑल्टरनेट आपके जो डेज होते हैं उसमें होते हैं. वैसे रेगुलरली हम कंडक्ट करवाते हैं, सो दैट जो आपकी इंफॉर्मेशन है वो डिलेड ना हो. सो दैट इज दिस आइडिया. यहाँ पे इन्होंने मेंशन किया हाउ वी आर कोलैबोरेटिंग द करिकुलम. सो NCERT इन द क्लास 6 they have this chapter Panchayati Raj, explaining the functioning of the Panchayati Raj, its historical development, and advanced study इसी पे प्रोवाइड करती है by providing the Constitutional Amendment Act. ओके 73rd कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल अमेंडमेंट एक्ट को इंट्रोड्यूस किया उन्होंने इन द चैप्टर ऑफ द क्लास 11. सो दैट इज दिस आइडिया कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल सिग्निफिकेंस क्या है या फिर इसकी जो वैल्यूज हैं ऑन विच दिस इज बीइंग सस्टेन, उसके बारे में ये प्रोवाइड करता है. Again, in case there is some kind of a answer that you need to write in the examination, you can talk about that this particular model will educate students about the Panchayati Raj system, encourage their participation. They will be the future citizens who will be participating in the election. So agar they know the value, they will definitely go to vote in the Gram Sabha level also, and they know the importance. They will question the sarpanch at that time. Okay, promoting the understanding of local issues, that's very important. And jab wo collaborate karenge, discuss karenge, they will definitely find some solution for it. Okay, so that is the vision of model youth Gram Sabha that we have seen. There is the idea of inclusivity, transparency, accountability, follow up mechanism, public awareness that will be covered under this particular model. So that is this this particular model pilot basis पे मार्च से अप्रैल 2025 में से लॉन्च किया गया था. And here they have talked about that model ग्राम पंचायत मीटिंग की जो मीटिंग्स हुई थी, 20% of those meetings were model ग्राम पंचायत meetings and 80% were ग्राम सभा meetings. Okay, and that is based on the MLJP framework, meaning learning, joy and pride. So that is the main this idea under which this particular model has been developed. Okay, now here there is this competition, as I told you, competition करवाया जाएगा national level पे. एक तो intra competition करवाया जाएगा among the schools, and then national level पे जो भी आपके winners होंगे, they will be rewarded with some kind of a amount. Here an amount of 20,000 per school. Remember the amount, 20,000 per school will be provided. One time financial assistance होगा to conduct this particular event. So that is this idea. जो भी पार्टिसिपेटिंग स्टूडेंट्स होंगे उनको रिवॉर्ड करने के लिए एक सर्टिफिकेट ऑफ एप्रिशिएशन भी मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ पंचायती राज देगा. सो दैट इज अबाउट दिस मॉडल दैट हैज बीन डेवलप्ड बाय मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ पंचायती raj, and that is very unique kind of a model that will definitely bring some kind of a remarkable change and impact on the minds of youth. So let's celebrate this event and remember the basic facts about it कि किसके बीच में collaboration हुआ है, what is the amount, and also the certificate of appreciation that they have talked about. And also be very careful if they will say कि ये all India level पे इसे launch किया गया है, all across the school that will be conducted. No, so सिर्फ जवाहर school and नवोदय school में आपके एकलव्य school में इसे launch किया जाएगा. So that was about this particular discussion that we had. Okay, विष्णु, जो भी आपके रिजल्ट का जो भी नोटिफिकेशन होगा, that will be there in our channel. Don't worry about it. Okay. Okay. Thank you very much everyone for joining me. Have a nice day.